Like most major gaming communities, Twitch is far from free of controversy. After all, give enough people a platform to do pretty much whatever they want to live, and some problems are sure to arise. This is the shady side of Twitch.
Twitch doesn't care about small streamers. Just like YouTube doesn't care about small YouTubers. And Instagram doesn't care about small Instagrammers.
At its core, Twitch depends on user-generated content to supply the massive demand that millions of viewers expect. While plenty of viewers enjoy just tuning in to see some of the platform's biggest stars mess around, there is a lot of niche content created by smaller streamers for a dedicated audience. Besides, one of the platform's appeal is its low barriers to entry. Anyone, in theory, can start streaming and building their audience. In reality, however, new streamers have a difficult time getting momentum going on the platform. Streamers have spent years streaming to no one, and few official tools can help raise a new streamer's visibility in any significant way. The Twitch community has attempted to build its own methods of helping one another promote their streams, such as follow-for-follow groups, and even streams dedicated to users essentially begging for followers. Twitch has reached a point where it is not only changing the landscape of the gaming community, but also has begun to cross over into mainstream culture. When a medium becomes a good way to reach a new audience, it attracts attention from sources its creators may not expect. This became controversial when recruiters from the US Army, Navy, and Air Force began using the platform to reach children as young as 13, the minimum age requirement for a Twitch account.
The Army and Navy started an esports channel where members of the military live streamed themselves playing video games like Call of Duty, Fortnite, etc.
The US military using video games isn't new. The America's Army series launched in 2002 as a free game to recruit people for the Army. However, the military's approach to Twitch was subversive. In one instance, it asked viewers to register for information on joining the military in order to win an unspecified prize.
The Army's Twitch channel would regularly offer viewers the chance to win an Xbox Elite Series 2 controller, but if you clicked on the link, it sent you to a recruitment page.
The military paused this practice after free speech advocates criticized the military's ability to ban viewers who made comments that cast the Army in a negative light. Having government representatives perform these bans was a violation of free speech and the First Amendment, lawyers from the Electronic Frontier Foundation stated. Essential to the Twitch experience is its chat function. On the side of almost every stream is a continually updating messaging portal that allows viewers to address both the streamer they are watching and their fellow viewers. The chat often consists mainly of memes and other inside jokes that are specific to the stream, and this makes it a major force in building a real streaming community. Like so many things on the internet, however, the consequence-free nature of anonymous usernames means the chat can often become toxic, to say the least.
Some days chat's just eating you alive constantly, and I was just like not like responding to it too much and stuff, but it doesn't matter because you have to read it, you know?
Viewers are relentless if a professional player makes a mistake, and just as cruel when watching casual streamers play. Things can even descend into both racial and sexual harassment at times, depending on who is being targeted. Both Twitch and the gaming community at large have been accused of doing too little to combat this problem. While Twitch does have clear anti-harassment policies, enforcement of them against a vast number of malicious Twitch chat users has been ineffective.
I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed, but whatever. Is this the kind of community you guys want to be? Then so be it.
In the United States' charged political environment, any action taken towards political speech on either side is likely to draw attention. That's what happened to Twitch when it banned multiple political streamers for rebroadcasting and commenting on a Democratic debate in 2020. About an hour into a high-profile debate between the Democratic nominees for president, Twitch began banning streamers showing the debate. This includes podcast host Chapo Trap House, speedrunner Trihex, and political analyst David Pacman. The stream shut down when Twitch received a DMCA copyright notice from Praxis Political Legal, apparently representing CBS. Shortly after that notice arrived, however, the website for Praxis Political Legal disappeared. The organization, it soon became clear, was fake. CBS had served no copyright claims against Twitch or the streamers, who were quickly reinstated. Horrifying real-world violence has found its way onto Twitch live streams before to universal denouncement by Twitch, the viewing public, and the gaming community. A minor Fortnite streamer who went by Mr. Deadmoth, real name Luke Monday, was heard being physically and verbally abusive to his wife and family off camera while streaming. Monday was charged with assault in Australia and banned from Twitch. Monday briefly returned to Twitch about a month after the incident, only to receive another ban after an outcry from gamers worldwide. A prominent Call of Duty streamer and member of the Saw gaming brand, Carl Reimer, drunkenly fired a loaded gun by accident while streaming. A shocked Reimer destroyed his expensive monitor and frightened his pets out of the room before realizing what had happened. He was promptly banned from Twitch and removed from the Saw roster. One of the most significant issues both Twitch and streamers face is dealing with copyrighted material. Since 2014, Twitch has worked with Audible Magic to identify archives of Twitch streams and mute them if they contain unlicensed music. The decision was unpopular from the get-go, and its sudden implementation was followed by an apology from Twitch CEO Emmett Shear during a Reddit AMA. He went on to say that giving the community no notice was a mistake and to promise that live streams would never be subject to audio recognition. While these reassurances may have temporarily calmed the community, problems with DMCA takedowns persist to this day. In June 2020, another round of DMCA takedowns started after Twitch was served with mass takedown requests for clips with music released between 2017 and 2019. The situation hit a new low in October when Twitch began deleting clips without giving streamers any warning or recourse to challenge the DMCA notifications that supposedly targeted them. Partnered streamers received emails about the deletions, along with vague warnings that they needed to delete content that violated the DMCA to avoid further repercussions.
So, is this in the last 60 days I have a claim? Or is this all the way back to 2017?
The sudden deletions and threatening emails were only the beginning. As Twitch did not provide a method for identifying which videos were causing problems, several high-profile streamers braced themselves to delete the majority of their VODs, effectively erasing years of content and hard work. While Twitch eventually admitted that it had panicked and botched the whole affair, for many streamers, the damage had already been done.
Today, tomorrow, at some point, you guys are gonna come across my channel and there's gonna be zero content. Sucks to say, but it is what it is.
The company promised creators better communication and support for detecting DMCA violations in a November 11th blog post. The same day, Twitch encouraged streamers to turn off or mute in-game audio while streaming titles to avoid complications, which went over about as well as you would expect on a platform built around the concept of live streaming video games.
I want you to slam your heads on your keyboards. Let's get those hyper headbangs in the chat.
A significant challenge of fighting the toxic behavior found in online communities is walking the line between rule enforcement and silencing free expression. While navigating that terrain, Twitch has sometimes been accused of censorship. For instance, famous DJ deadmau5 accused the platform of censorship after a homophobic rant on the platform. While he acknowledged his rant was toxic, which, yeah, it totally was, he felt his ban was unfair. However, after a similar rant on Twitter a few months later, he admitted he was seeking professional help, and Twitch caught some flack after it took down the official Donald Trump channel, citing content which violated rules about hateful speech. This included campaign rallies where Trump made disparaging remarks about ethnicities. Twitch's relationship to Trump adversary Jeff Bezos, the CEO of Amazon, which owns Twitch, prompted supporters to accuse the platform of censoring the president and his supporters. Twitch's most prominent stars deserve a lot of credit for the platform's explosion and its crossover success with mainstream viewers. The strategists behind Twitch know this, as do their biggest competitors, YouTube Gaming and Facebook Gaming. To keep these streamers on their service, each will try to sign streamers to lucrative exclusivity deals. But some of the deals Twitch has made with streamers, especially during the platform's earlier years, have been deemed unfair by courts. Take the case of banned Counter-Strike Global Offensive streamer James Varga, who went by the name Phantom Lord. Banned for streaming CSGO gambling sites, Varga pushed back by suing Twitch for lost income. When he did so, however, he found that a contract he signed kept him from pursuing more than $50,000. A judge later ruled the contract was both unfair and unconscionable. While bad contracts from the companies that control these platforms are one thing, it has also opened up another unfortunate situation. Shady management companies have been taking advantage of streamers in order to cash in on their marketability. Ninja is one of the best-known streamers on Twitch, and one of the few to achieve crossover mainstream success. For example, he appeared as a masked performer on Fox's The Masked Singer, to both the hosts and the audience's excitement. When Ninja left Twitch to pursue a contract with Mixer in 2019, Twitch had some tough choices to make about what to do with the community of 14 million subscribers he left behind.
As of today, I will be streaming exclusively on Mixer.
Instead of removing Ninja's channel, Twitch decided to leave it up. Subscribers could still see archives of Ninja's streams, while Twitch used it to promote other channels on their platform. However, all of this went incredibly wrong when Ninja's dormant channel began promoting a stream that featured, adult content. Enraged by this, Ninja published a video on Twitter explaining the situation to his fans and, perhaps more importantly, his fans' parents.
We're trying to get the whole channel taken down to begin with, or at least not promote other streamers and other channels on my brand, on my freaking profile.
After all, Ninja had spent years building a brand of mostly family-friendly content while streaming Fortnite, and many viewers felt betrayed by the inappropriate content. Twitch CEO Emmett Shear apologized on Twitter, both to Ninja and the community. This might have helped patch things up between Twitch and Ninja, as the streamer eventually returned to Twitch in September 2020.